Hi there. We, in this video, are going to be looking at word problems that come with section 5.3. And remember, sections 5.2 and 5.3 are solving linear equations. So in each of these problems, we're going to have to write two linear equations. So something similar to like what we've been doing in class. This is just an example, but we're going to need to write two equations. All right, so you guys want to start with reading the problem and seeing what you think is important. So it says a large pizza at Palazio's Pizzeria costs $6.80 plus 90 cents for each topping. So when I see this 90 cents, think per topping. That makes me think of a slope because that's a rate. The cost of a large cheese pizza at Guido's is $7.30 and 65 cents per. So again, this makes me think of a slope per topping. So how many toppings need to be added to a large cheese pizza at Palazio's Pizzeria and Guido's Pizza in order for the pizza to cost the same? All right, now in all of these problems, there are going to be two things that you're talking about or referring to. And in this case, they are going to be the cost of the pizza. And what determines the cost? Well, how many toppings that you get. So I'm going to say X is my toppings and Y is my cost. So you can picture if you were graphing this, the y-axis would be how much your pizza cost, and the x-axis would be how many toppings you get on your pizza. So the price would increase when you get more toppings. All right, so now we want to write two equations, one for this pizza place, which I can't say very well, and one for Guido's. So Palazio's, you pay $6.80 for a cheese pizza. And then for every topping you add, you pay 90 cents more. So this is the one that I said, this is a rate, 90 cents per topping. Remember, slope is a rate. So this equation, I would say, the cost of my pizza is going to be the $6.80 for sure. I have to pay that plus 90 cents per topping. So if I get one topping, I'd pay 90 cents plus 680. If I get two toppings, I'd pay 2 times 90 plus 680. So then Guido's is going to be, the cost is $7.30 plus 65 cents per topping. Okay, now here's the key. I'm going to solve for x and y here. So you could almost think about this like a substitution problem, or you could think about this line right here where it says, how many toppings will you need to add for the cost to be the same? So if I want these costs to be the same, this is the cost of this pizza, this is the cost of this pizza, I would set the two costs equal to each other. So I would take my first equation, $6.80 plus 90 cents per topping, and set it equal to the cost of the other pizza. And then I'm going to solve for x and y. When I solve for x, I'll know how many toppings I get when the cost is the same. And when I solve for y, I'll know what that cost is. So this is your regular old solving. First thing I notice on this side of the equal sign, I do not have like terms, and I do not have like terms on this side of the equal sign. So nothing to combine. I do notice that I have variables on both sides of the equal sign. So I want them all on one side. So I'm going to minus the 0.65x from both sides. So this is going to get me 0. On the right side, I'm going to have $7.30. Over here, 90 cents minus 65 cents is 25 cents. And don't forget your 680 is still over there on the left side. Okay, remember you're solving for x. So undo addition and subtraction first. minus 680 from both sides. And I would have 0.25x equals, if I do this subtraction, I get 0.50, I think. Tell you what, I'm going to check that right here, live on the video. So 7.3 minus 6.8. Yeah, that's 50 cents, or 0.5. Divide both sides by 0.25. 0.25 divided by 0.25 is 1, so those 1 out. I'm left with 1x equals 2. Okay, so x is toppings. So I know when I get 2 toppings, the cost will be the same. I also am halfway done with finding my solution. I know x. I need to find y. So y is going to be the cost. I can use either of these equations and substitute x equals 2 into the equation. So I'm just going to choose this equation. I'm going to copy everything until I get to the x. So I'm going to substitute in x equals 2 for the x in this equation. And then this whole line you can put in your calculator. And if you do that, you'll get 8.6. So my y is 8.6. All right, so which means that when I have blank toppings, so look back up here, remind yourself x is my toppings and my x is 2. When I have 2 toppings, the prices from each restaurant are the same, or cost or price is my y. This would be $8.60. Remember to write this with units because this is dollars. So put your dollar sign. All right, let's look at a different type. Remember, you can always pause the video and fill in what you need here if this is going fast. I'm just trying to keep the video so it's not too long. All right, again, be on the lookout for the 2 things that you're talking about or discussing in this problem, and then we're going to call those X and Y. So you purchase a drink and a sandwich for $4.50. Your friend purchases a drink and 5 sandwiches for $16.50. You want to determine the price of the drink and the price of the sandwich. Oh, they helped us out here. They said, let X represent the price in dollars of a drink. So this is the drink cost, right? So that's dollars. And then it said, let Y represent the price in dollars of one sandwich. So this is the sandwich cost. So this is also dollars. Write a system of equations for this situation. Remember, system of equation is just 2 equations. When I have 2 variables, I have to write 2 equations if I want to solve. So let's think about you. You purchase a drink and a sandwich and you spend $4.50. So what you spend altogether is $4.50. And what do you buy? You buy a drink and a sandwich. So we're going to put a plus between there because we're going to add up everything you're buying. So you buy one of each. So X is the cost of your drink. Well, you buy 1 drink. And Y is the cost of your sandwich, and you buy 1 sandwich. So this is the equation that represents what you're spending and what you bought. Your friend, on the other hand, purchases a drink, so that means 1 drink and 5 sandwiches. They're very hungry. They spent $16.50. So altogether, they spent $16.50. Again, they bought 1 drink. X is the cost of drinks. So 1 times the cost of a drink. But then they bought 5 sandwiches. So that would be 5 times the cost of a sandwich. So those are your 2 equations. And then I want to solve them. I want to find out how much did the drinks cost and how much did the sandwiches cost. So I want to solve this. Now, it's set up beautifully to be an elimination problem, right? X's and Y's lined up on one side of the equal sign equals a number. This is a great problem to do elimination on. Now check the coefficients on your X's. 1 and 1, those are not opposites. Check the coefficient on your Y's. 1 and 5, those are not opposites. But if you think about these X's, it would be pretty easy to make these opposites. If I multiply one of these equations by -1, then I would have a -1 and a +1, and that would get me my opposites. So let's do that. I'm going to do it right here. I'm going to say I'm going to multiply this first equation by -1. Remember, you have to multiply every part of the equation by -1, which is always going to be 3 places. Do the parentheses, do the arrows on both sides so you don't mess that part up. Let's write our new first equation under here. So we're going to distribute the -1. -1 times +1 is -1x. -1 times +1 is -1y equals -1 times 450 is -450. So all that does is reverses all the signs. Copy your second equation. We did not change that at all. And you will notice now you have opposite coefficients on your X. So now it's a green light problem. Once you have those opposites, you can go directly to creating your giant addition problem. Add down your columns. Here, this should be the variable that eliminates. -1x plus +1x is 0. So I have 0 x's. X is eliminated. -1y plus 5y is 4y. 5 minus 1 is 4. Negative $4.50 plus positive $16.50 is $12. Keep going. Divide both sides by 4, and we get y equals 3. What was y? Y is our sandwiches. So I now know that a sandwich, I'm going to put my answer over here. A sandwich cost $3. Okay, now I need to find out how much a drink cost, or I need to find X. So if I go back to one of my original equations, I'm just going to choose this one. Remember, it doesn't matter which one I choose. I should have chosen the other one with the 450. Oh well, I chose this one. So remember, I'm solving for X, and I know that Y equals 3. So I'm going to substitute or replace the Y with 3. So it's going to become X plus 5 times 3 equals 1650. 5 times 3 is 15. X plus 15 equals 1650 minus 15 from both sides. So this is 15.00 if you want to write it like that. So there's X all by itself, and what I get here is $1.50. So X is 150. So now I know X is my drinks. So the cost of a drink is $1.50. All right, one more on the back. Okay, Miss Houghton teaches across the hall, right? She has a second hour who bought 36 tacos and 12 orders of nachos. Now, already I'm thinking, oh, I'm in this problem. I'm talking about tacos and nachos. Remember, we're always looking for two things. They spent a total of $126. Meanwhile, her third hour, tacos and nachos, and they spent $120. So tacos and nachos. So call your X tacos, call your Y nachos. Okay, so this equation, the first equation we're going to write is for her second hour. So it says her second hour bought 36 tacos and 12 nachos and spent $126. So they bought 36 X's and 12 Ys and spent $126. So this actually is a cost. This is the cost of a taco, and this is the cost of a nacho. This is the quantity, how many they bought. All right, and then her third hour, what did they get? They spent $120, so I know I'm going to be equal to 120. 30 tacos, tacos are X. 15 nachos, nachos are Y. Okay, now I have to solve the solution of the system. Again, this is set up pretty nicely to be an elimination problem because all the X's and Y's are on one side. We got some big numbers happening here. That's okay. We had some of those in class. Our answer didn't necessarily end up to be big, so that's fine. Now, this is a red light problem. I don't have opposites on my X's. I don't have opposites on my Y's, and I can't easily make opposites. 30, I can't multiply 30 by anything. That will get me 36. Over here, 12 is smaller. Can I multiply 12 by something that will get me 15? No. So this is one of those red light problems where I'm going to say, do that switcheroo. See this 30 here? We're going to multiply our top equation by 30 and our bottom equation by 36. And remember, to do an opposite, they have to have opposite signs. So we need to make one of them negative. I'm going to make that negative. Now you have to do this on both sides. This whole equation is going to get multiplied by negative 30. This whole equation is going to get multiplied by, oops, not negative, positive 36. Okay, so I'm going to do our two new equations over here on the right. 30 times 36 is 1,080 x, and that would be a negative because I have one negative and one positive. 30 times 12, one positive, one negative, is going to be negative 360 y. 30 times 126, again, one positive, one negative, is going to be 3,780. Those are big numbers. You should check them in the calculator. Make sure I did them right. Second equation, 36 times 30, again, is going to be 1,080, but this one will be positive. There's our opposites. 36 times 15 is positive 540. Y, don't forget the Y, equals 120 times 36 is 4,320. Woo, we do have some big numbers. Once you have your opposites, you can go ahead and do your addition. It's now a green light problem because you have opposite coefficients on the X. These add to 0, so X is eliminated. This you're actually going to subtract 540 minus 360. You're going to get 180y. This you're also going to get subtract. 4,320 minus 3,780 is 540. Now divide both sides by 180. Doop, doop. 180 divided by 180 is 1. I'm left with 1y equals 3. See, we get a nice small number. So I'm going to say I'm halfway done here. Y is 3. I need to find x. I'm going to slide down here to find x. So y is 3. Find x. So these are my original equations right here before I multiplied them by the 30 and the 36, or up here, even better. So I'm just going to take this top equation, copy it. Don't try to skip steps on these. And what do I know? Y is 3. So I'm going to substitute y equals 3 right in there. So copy 36x plus, instead of 12 times y, 12 times 3 equals 126. 36x plus 12 times 3 is 36 equals 126. Solving for x, minus 36 from both sides. 36x equals 126 minus 36 is 90. Divide both sides by 36. 36 divided by 36 is 1, so 1x equals $2.50 or 2.5. You will get fractions often on these word problems, and that's okay. So that's my x. So my x is 2.5. So that is the solution to the system, but let's answer these questions. Oh, the solution to the system is 2.5 comma 3. Remember to put it in parentheses, which means that each taco cost. All right, what was tacos? Taco is x. X is 2.5. Well, that's the same as $2.50. So each taco costs $2.50, and each nacho, which is Y, cost $3. Okay, that is your word problem review.